Let's move on to the Magic, who are thoroughly uninteresting as it pertains to free agency. They won't have cap space. They have the non-taxpayers mid-level exception. If you want to roll the dice on Garrison Mathews would be perfect there. Don't get me wrong. If you want to roll the dice on a youngster and you could get him, fine. But you're not maybe an Isak Bonga. They like guys who can't shoot but can defend. Talon Horton Tucker, because they like guys who are shaky shooters and can't defend. I'm more interested in them on the trade market, and only as, they should be in the second draft conversations for does Josh Jackson become available in Detroit or Kevin Knox in New York? Players
Bagley
like
is the perfect Orlando player because he's another big and they can recreate the logjam, stuff like that.
I think, though, I'm more interested in them as sellers, and I think this is more of a midseason thing to tackle. But will they move Terrence Ross?
I think while we were recording, we had a notification come through about that.
Did we? I didn't even.
But I forget what it was.
I didn't even see that.
I very briefly saw something about Terrence Ross, and then we just kept talking.
Fun stuff. I didn't see anything about Terrence Ross, so if that's outdated, I think that's someone you look at moving more midseason, or there's going to be players or teams who are like, oh, we missed on Tim Hardaway Jr. Let's trade for Terrence Ross. The bigger question is, Bamba, Wendell Carter Jr. are both extension eligible. I don't expect either of them to get it. Do you consider moving one of them? I am of the mind that they're both coming back from torn ACLs. So this is why I think it would be more of a trade deadline thing. I would definitely look at moving both Jonathan Isaac and Markelle Fultz.
Per Ian Begley, several teams have been in touch with the Orlando Magic on trades involving Terrence Ross, SNY has learned.
The Memphis Grizzlies are one of them.
Yeah, most likely. The Knicks are apparently another one.
They need shoot. I mean, they need just look, and that's fine to bring this back. Maybe we'll loop the Knicks and the Magic together on this, or we might publish it as one big pod on YouTube. But that's what the Knicks should do, is just get the guys on. Terrence Ross has 2 years left. If it's a Josh Richardson entering the final year, should he opt into his player contract? Go over to the guys with 2 years left who bring you. If the Jazz want to get Bojan Bogdanovic out of Utah just to clear their tax bill, the Knicks should be all over that. 100% all over.
100% agreed.
But the Magic, I think they're just more interesting as sellers. I can't even come up with trade they have needs, but who are you? Just get picks at this point.
Exactly. I think that's the biggest thing they're going to acquire is draft picks.
So I would look at, I think the spiciest take I have on them is, but it's not, I don't think it's an offseason thing, is I would look at moving Markelle Fultz and Jonathan Isaac. I don't have a problem with their deals. I'm more okay with Isaac's than Fultz's, but they're good. They risk sort of tethering you to that sub middle of the East. And I just don't think you need that right now.
The spiciest Orlando Magic take I have is, let's move on to the Philadelphia 76ers.
How about RJ Hampton's going to be really good? Maybe that's not spicy, though.
I don't think that's spicy.
Would you trade for Gary Harris if you're a team? Does he have any value left? Not at $20.5 million.
No.